All right, great. You've purchased and downloaded your 30-day challenge digital tracking form, and you want to know how to use it. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the form. All right, in front of your screen, right now, a picture is of a blank 30-day challenge digital tracking form. All right, so you can see that here. That's the entire form, one page. And I'm going to change the view so we can zoom in here at the top of your PDF um, tool. I'm using the Acrobat Reader. It's free to download. You'll see there in the center here, there's a button that you can change the size of the view. And I'm going to say fit to width scrolling. Okay, so now it's zoomed in. You can see real quick, right? I can click back and go to fit one full page, and we're back where we were. So you can jump back and forth real easy that way. Okay, so you'll see that uh, in the challenge form, you have a challenge title at the top, a place to put your name. The big area in the middle, for the most part, is the calendar for the 30-day challenge that you'll use and fill out, make notes in as you go through the challenge. And then I'm going to zoom here and we'll go to the bottom. And when you're done with your challenge, you'll be typing in your reflections, the positive, negatives, and improvement ideas that you realize from your challenge that you can use on your next time, on your next challenge. And then you give yourself a final grade here, 1 through 7. All right? And I'll talk about the reset form button down here at the bottom a little bit later. Okay? So let's get started. All right, so the first thing you want to do is to put a title into your challenge. So let's zoom back in. Okay, at the top here, you can see when you mouse over that text area in gray here, that's an area you can fill out. It says what it is. It's a challenge title. So let's think of a challenge here. How about a random act of kindness? So what we mean by that is we're going to do a random act of kindness. Let's put here 1 random act of kindness. So we're going to do that each day of the 30-day challenge. Okay, so we'll go down here and talk about that a little bit more. But there's 2 lines in here. If you wanted to put some other notes around this or give this a reference, you could put that in here. Maybe this is self-improvement plan, something like that, or not. Okay, and of course you can always make this all caps, however you want to do that. All right, so you can change this anytime you want. All right, so my suggestion is, now that you've created this from the blank form, the digital tracker form, we want to go ahead and save this as a new unique form. So this one would be random acts of kindness. Okay, so this would be the name of that file, right? Okay, so now as you fill this out, you can just save as you go, and it will record all that information and keep it in there. And you can print it out and save it, whatever you want. You can print it out anytime, save it for the future, and come back and look at this if you want. You can put in your name, so I'm going to put in my name here. All right, you can put in your full name or whatever, however you want to do that. And so really, at this point, I'm going to zoom back out. We've given the challenge a title. We've put our name in here. So really, the rest is executing the challenge after we put in some kind of dates. Now, this challenge form will automatically populate all the dates and the days of the challenge. So for like the challenge would start be the first day of your challenge, and the second day, and the third day, and it will auto-populate all those all the way up to 30 days, as well as the dates that those occur on. All right, so let me show you how that works. So let's start with an example. I'm going to zoom back in here. And let's start with an example that the challenge is going to start this coming Saturday. Okay? So you'll see that there's this first row of the calendar here, Sunday through Saturday. And we're going to, that Saturday of the first week will be this Saturday. And you'll see down here is a box that says, when you mouse over, it says date, right? On that Saturday. So we're going to say the date of that Saturday is this coming Saturday. So we're going to select that from the calendar. So that would be January 1st. I select that. And notice the moment you select that, all the other dates for the entire calendar autofill. Pretty awesome, right? You don't have to type any of those in. You just change this one to whatever week. So if you were going to start it, say, the following week, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, you would check January 8th, and all those dates auto-populate. So if you get that wrong or whatever, you can change it anytime, save it, and it's fixed, right? So let's say it's this Saturday, and we're going to start that on Saturday. So over here is the day. This is the day of the challenge. That's the first day, right? So I'm going to put 1 in there. Okay, when you put the 1 in there, you'll note that the rest of the days of the challenge, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on, will populate all the way out to the last day of the challenge, 30 days right there. All right, so that's if you were starting it this week on Saturday. So let's do another example of a different date. Let's just say we're going to start this on Monday the following week. Not this week, but the next week. So again, we're going to use this Saturday. This is where you set the dates and the days right down here for the whole calendar. So it's going to be next week, right? So this week is January 1st for Saturday, but next week, Saturday is January 8th, right? So we're going to select that, and it will self-populate the whole calendar. Now, the first day is going to be in this first row right here. You said it was going to be Monday, right? This is the first day. So down here, if you try to type in 1 and Monday, that doesn't work. All right? There's reasons for that because of the programming, the complicated programming that's behind us. We set that date, that day number by this setting over here in Saturday. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Saturday would actually be the 6th day of the first week of our challenge, right? So I'm going to put a 6 in here because we're going to start on Monday, which is going to be the first day. Tuesday's the second day. Wednesday's the third. Thursday's the fourth. Friday's the fifth. And Saturday is the sixth. I'm going to put 6 in there, and you'll see it will self-populate back there and put the 1, 2, and so on. And it will do that for the whole calendar, and we'll get that all the way out. So this one finishes out on February 1st on Tuesday. Pretty cool, right? So you don't have to worry about that. Again, if you get it wrong, you can just correct it. Let's say you put in here 5 and that wasn't. And you go back and you're like, well, wait a minute, that's not the 5th day, it's the 6th day. Just change it. It's not a problem. Okay, so now they're set up. All right, so we're ready. Let's go zoom back out, take a look at this. We're ready to start our challenge. All the dates are filled out, all the days are filled out, our title, our name. So now it's just time to execute the challenge. So we're going to imagine that we're going to start this challenge, and we're going to start this on Monday next week, which will be the 1st, January 3rd. Okay? So what are these big boxes for? Well, that's a place where you can put notes. All right? So each of these boxes, you can click inside them and type in any notes that you want to put in here. So maybe this one random act of kindness. On Monday, you're successful, okay? And maybe what you do is you, hold the door for 5 people that day. Maybe that's what you did. So as people were trying to go in and out doors, you made a special effort to hold the doors for those 5 people. All right, that's what you did. All right, so instead of one random act of kindness, you did 5. So you were successful, right? So once you're successful, right next to the word success is a box where you can check it and see it in nice green that was a success. So that was on Monday. On Tuesday, maybe what you did is you fixed breakfast in bed for my spouse. Okay? So maybe you did a special thing where you made breakfast for your spouse in bed. So you were, again, successful that day. On Wednesday, maybe you got really busy and you weren't really thinking about, doing these random acts of kindness, and you kind of missed out. So maybe you forgot about it and you missed it. All right. So let's highlight this miss, because we're going to make that bold so we can see it. But we're not going to check the success because we weren't successful. On Thursday, maybe you left a nice, encouraging note on random car. Let's see here, man. It's kind of, you only have so much room, and you want to make these brief. Maybe note left on stranger's car windshield. I'll put a nice note. So maybe you thought of something nice to say, and you put it on a piece of paper. And when you were parking your car, you thought you'd leave somebody a note to encourage them for a day, saying that you remember we're nice people, love your family. Things that would encourage somebody, that you would like to have left on your windshield, that would make you feel good. And you put that on their windshield. Pretty nice, right? You did that random. Pretty nice. So you were successful that day. Maybe on Friday, you want to do something nice for your boss, and you're thinking about it. So maybe you gave my boss a fruit basket, right? And it's maybe a fruit basket that you put together off of fruits that you bought when you were in the store shopping. Maybe you didn't have to buy it, so it wasn't a big expense, but you did something really nice like that, right? Maybe you, on Saturday, you found the neighbor was going to be out of town, and they have a small dog, and you told your neighbor that that you would watch their dog while they're out of town for the day, and so they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to take it to a place, or they didn't have to take it with them, that you would watch their dog. So watch the neighbor's dog for the day, right? A nice thing. Okay, so you get the idea. So you would keep filling these in. You don't have to put any notes, but if you want to put them in there, put them in there. But I definitely want to check if you're successful. As you go along, you'll be success, success, success. You can put the notes in. Maybe you cook lunch for everybody. You get the idea. All right, so you make somebody some bread, or anyway. So you check these off. Okay, the days you miss, you don't check the success, and you try to do this every day. You're thinking about trying to get that one random act of kindness in each day. Okay, so there's 26 days, 27 days, and we're done right here. So maybe we're really good, and we did great, happy about it, finished. We're all done. All right? So now at the end of this 30-day challenge, you're going to reflect on it. So I like to write down some positive things, some negative things about the challenge. Could be about the challenge itself. Could be about the challenge process itself, whatever you thought. So maybe you say, I love this 30-day challenge form for self-improvement. Negatives, maybe I wish I had this form years ago. And maybe some things that are improvement ideas around how to make the next challenge better, or interesting things that you discovered when you were doing this challenge. So I like to call it improvements /interestings. That's what I like to call it. And so let's say that in doing this, you maybe you discovered you really like doing random act of kindness. Performing a random act of kindness will keep going. Maybe we're going to keep going on this. And maybe also discovered, realized that I can do more than one challenge at a time. So with this tool here, you can run as many challenges on at the same time as you want. You can run this challenge and it starts on this date. You decide you get going at this and you're maybe 2 or 3 weeks into this, you realize, hey, I could do another challenge, and you start another one. You open up the form, the blank form, you fill it out, you save it as a new file, you start filling out those challenges. And of course, you can print this out anytime you want. So, and you can go in these notes areas and do some things where you can upgrade the text, give it some zip by like bolding it or underlining it here, or italicizing it, and make it where it really stands out nice. You can do that even in, you see in here, any of these notes. All right. So now we're going to rate it. So we go back through here, and I kind of have a scoring table. That's on that sheet that comes with this. But if you don't see that here, my scoring sheet has, let's see here, how I score this. There we go. All right, so for less than 6 green dots being successes, you give yourself a 1. For 7 to 10 green dots, give yourself a 2. 11 to 14, give yourself a 3. 15 to 18, give yourself a 4. 19 to 22, give yourself a 5. 23 to 26, give yourself a 6. And 27 to 30, give yourself a 7. So maybe at the end of this one, we had 24 of them, so we'll give ourselves a 6. So it was pretty good. We were close to crushing it. All right, so let's say that you missed a bunch in here, okay? But you stuck with the challenge and you missed a bunch. Maybe you had a 1 or a 2 on the challenge. All that's saying is that, maybe the challenge that you decided to undertake was too much or too complicated or too difficult, or something that you're not ready for right now. So you can run that challenge again anytime in the future that you want. It's not a problem. Just because you weren't successful at one particular challenge, doesn't mean you can't run it again or modify it to make it a little bit better fit for what you wanted to accomplish, and do it again. So this is one of the reasons you want to come down here and the reflections and kind of think about what happened in this challenge. And like on these notes here, these are kind of cool because you can look at what you did. But I really want you to put in here, especially the days that you miss a challenge for some reason. You want to put in here why, right? And that will help looking at these, what were the causes were for missing a day or whatever, that you want to pick up and see what you can do about those days to do this, to improve on performing this challenge again or other challenges in the future. So a failure is an opportunity to improve in the future, if you will look at it that way. All right? So that's the whole form. You'll see down here at the very bottom, there's a reset form button, okay? If you click this, the moment you click this, all these fields will clear out. All right? So you don't want to click this unless you absolutely want to clear out this form. So I'm going to save this form right now. I saved it. So I can go down here. If I want to start a new challenge, I can click this here, and it will clear out this form. I'm going to do it in a second so we can see that, right? Here we go. I'm going to clear that out. The form is completely reset, ready to go. You'll see here when I zoom out that it's ready to go. And we can go ahead and start again. But before you do it, you want to save this as the new challenge name so you don't overwrite the old challenge that you just completed. So, okay, so what's my next challenge? Maybe I want to walk for 5 minutes each day, and that's what you're going to do for your challenge. This is part of maybe your fitness plan for the year, or part of that, okay? Again, put your name here. So now we would save this as walk 5 minutes maybe. That's what you're going to do each day. It could be walk 5 minutes or more, right? So you can go back here if you want. You might modify this maybe 5+ minutes each day. Save again. Save that. So that's now fixed. And let's say, just for kicks, we're going to do one more setting of all the dates and days on this form. All right. So we're going to start that on Wednesday, 2 weeks from now. Okay. So again, we do all those dates and day settings on the Saturday of the first week. So we go here. All right. So we look at our calendar. So next week finishes on January 8th. The following week finishes on January 15th on Saturday. So that's what we're going to put in for this Saturday. That's the date. Put that in. It fills in all the other dates. And we're going to start that on Wednesday, right? So the first day is Wednesday. Second day is going to be Thursday. Third is Friday. So on Saturday is the fourth day. We put 4 in there. See? And we're ready to go. All the rest of the date fields and day fields are filled out automatically for us. So we're ready to go on our first day is Wednesday that week, okay? So we can go ahead and do that. And we can put in here some notes. Maybe we really gung-ho the first day and we walked. Maybe we, instead of walking, it was raining outside. Used my treadmill. Maybe you did the walking on your treadmill the first day, all right? But you did your 5 minutes, so you were successful. And maybe the second day it was really nice out, so you wanted to get outside. You went to the park and walked my dog for maybe 20 minutes. All right, so again, you were successful. You did at least your 5. And so on. You would continue working this. And you want to get, every day you're trying to make sure that you take care of business. You complete the challenge. I want to walk for at least 5 minutes each day. And that's what you're going to do in this challenge. If you need to print this out, you can print this out and hand fill these in. You could come back and transcribe them in later if you wanted. You could leave it on your computer in a digital form. Fill this out as you go on your computer. Save it. Print it out when it's all done. You have lots of options there. I hope you enjoy this form. It was a great tool. I love filling it out. I've used it a bunch of times. Here's one challenge that I completed. I'm a couple days short of this particular challenge. Let's go ahead and here. I'm using a workout thing called a chest spring. Don't worry about that. I'm doing 100 reps every day on top of my workouts as part of my fitness plan. All right, so these are real. So I put in here actually information about what I did, like the sets and the reps of what I did each day, and made notes easier. And I missed a day in here, and the following day I did 2 of them. I did 1 in the morning, my 100 here. You can see I did my 60 and 40 in the morning, and then I did 60 and 40, which is 100 reps in the afternoon. Okay, so I kind of recover from that day. But you see I was successful every day but this day, and I made up for it the next day. So 2 days more left on this challenge for me, and that's done. Made some notes. down here about the challenge. Going to give myself a grade. I'm already well into this. So basically, because I made up for it, I'm saying I didn't miss any days. No, I did miss one. 2 more days, and I'm going to have almost a 30 out of 30 on this. So I'm going to give myself a crush it. All right, so these challenges could be anything that's objectively measurable. All right, you don't want to just say, well, I want to think about flying a plane. If your goal is to fly a plane or become a pilot to fly planes, you want to have in here the things that are observable that are getting you closer to accomplishing that. All right, so maybe that's studying for 30 minutes every day, and that's still a little esoteric. I would try to make that, did a lesson plan in a book that I bought and completed, 2 or 3 chapters each day. That's way it's really, say complete 3 chapters of XYZ flying book each day. So it's very measurable, and somebody else would look at what you did and they could agree that you accomplished it. So it's not just like, well, I thought about it for 30 minutes, or I sat down with the book in front of me for 30 minutes. It's something I did, complete 2 chapters each day, or 2 or more chapters each day. Okay, so these things can be anything. They're great ways. It's a great way to improve yourself, make self-improvements on your health, your wealth. Maybe you have another one where you're put $1 or $5 in a jar every day. Put $5 in savings jar, and that would be what you do each day. And you track how you're doing, right? You make sure that happens. So your goal is to try to make sure it happens every day, and that's how you get through these challenges, and you become successful and get better at doing future challenges. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped out. Leave any comments or questions below this video, and I will get back to you and help you out any way I can. Thank you. Take care.